Alright, we're still working on the social media project for Chapter 6. We're on page 170 of the book looking at indenting text and changing line and paragraph spacing. So we're going to be using the line and paragraph spacing button in the paragraph group right here on the home tab to be doing some indents and things like that. Remember, paragraphs usually have an indent to set paragraphs off from the rest of the document. You can actually set from the right margin as well an indent. And then there's a thing called a hanging indent where the first line of text is at the left margin, but then each line after that is indented, and you use that in things like lists and bibliographies. So we're going to start off with starting with the first paragraph. We're going to put our insertion point at the very first line, and we're just going to hit tab to put in a indent. And notice that we get the autocorrect options button here, and we can change that back to tab. We can stop indenting tab when stop creating indents when we push tabs, as well as some other options, but for now we're just going to leave that like that. We're going to put our insertion point anywhere in the second paragraph. We can also increase indents for the entire paragraph with these two buttons right up here, increase indent or decrease indent. So we're going to increase one, and notice that it increased all the paragraph to that same indent. It put a 1/4 inch indent. We're going to go ahead and decrease that back out by decreasing there. And now we're going to put our insertion point in the third paragraph, anywhere in the third paragraph, and we're going to do some line spacing things now. So to start, we're going to go up to the line spacing button, which is this button right here. Click on that. We're going to go down to line spacing options, and we're going to make a left and a right indent of 0.5. You can just highlight that and click and type it in, or you can increase it with the up and down arrow. There we go, and click OK. So what that does is it's going to create an indent on the left and right margins of 1/2 inch. So we're still in this third paragraph. We're going to modify that a little bit. So we're going to go back up to the line and paragraph spacing, click on it, and do line spacing again. We're going to take this left and right back down to 0, and then on this special list right here, we're going to do it just to the first line. And we're going to push OK. And now we'll get that same type of indent that we have on the first, because we just did an indent on the first line. And the book wants us to go ahead and do that to the second paragraph, so I like just doing it at the insertion point and pushing tab. We're going to do it twice so that we get a uniform 1/2 inch. And it also wants to do the same thing with Experian. We're going to do that by just clicking on the line spacing, and we're going to do first line by 1/2 inch. Okay, there's that one. Now we're going to go to the select button in the editing, and we're going to select all, which is going to select the entire document, and we're going to do some line spacing changes here. We're going to go over to the line and paragraph spacing button again. We're going to click on it. You'll notice we have these different spacings, and this is how much space between lines we have. You can see the spacing expands as you go down. We're going to go ahead and change it to 1.5. Notice now there's more space between the lines. We're still selected the entire document, and we're going to go to the paragraph spacing button, and we're going to click on remove space after paragraph, and that's just going to take it back down to where it was before. Click off that. Our document's back to the way it was, and that is it for indenting text and changing line and paragraph spacing. We're going to go ahead and save, and in the next video we're going to talk about formatting using styles. I just want to remind you, be sure to read these paragraphs because there are definitions in there that you're going to need.